Alright, so today we're going to look at solving a system of equations by elimination. Now we talked about substitution earlier. Looking at elimination here, the steps for elimination are: first we're going to line up our equations, making sure the x's over x's, y's over y's, equal signs over equal signs, constants over constants. We have that here already. Our goal is to find opposites. What I mean by opposites are the same number, just opposite numbers. So for example, 7 and -7. Those would be opposites of each other. Our goal is to eliminate. So if I were to add 7 and -7, I would get 0. So let's take a look at our equations here. My coefficients are 1, 1, 1, and -1. So if I'm looking for opposites, so I talked about 7 and -7, my y's here, I have positive 1y and negative 1y. Those are opposites of each other. Once I have opposites, I'm going to add downwards. I'm going to add these two equations together. So if we look, if I add downwards here, 1x plus 1x is 2x. 1y plus -1y is 0. They cancel out. And 7 plus 9 is 16. Okay, if I did this correctly, I should end up with a one-step equation, which I do. So here I would divide by 2, divide by 2, and I get x equals 8. I'm not done here. Okay, if you remember, a solution has to be a point. So I'm going to take 8 and I'm going to plug it back into one of my original equations. I'm going to go with the top one here. So x plus y equals 7. I'm going to substitute 8 in for x. Oh, I made a mistake here. There should be 7. 8 plus y equals 7. I subtract 8 on both sides. And I get y equals -1. So my solution here is 8, -1. Looking at one more example down below, if you notice, my equations are already lined up. Okay, I have 4x plus 2y equals 8, 16x minus y equals 14. But I don't have opposites. If I look at my coefficients, I have 4 and 16 and 2 and -1. So in this case, I actually need to multiply before I eliminate. So looking at my equations here, I could multiply 4 by something to get the opposite of 16, or I can multiply -1y by something to get the opposite of 2. It's easier to multiply this bottom equation by 2. Doing so will allow me to have the opposite of my y here. I did not do anything with my first one, 4x plus 2y equals 8. But now I'm going to distribute this 2 to everything in the second equation. So I get 32x minus 2y equals 28. Looking at my coefficients now, if you notice, I have positive 2y and -2y. So I add downwards. 4x and 32x is 36x. My y's cancel out. 8 plus 28 is 36. Remember, if we did this correctly, we should have a one-step equation. Divide by 36 on both sides. I get x equals 1. I'm not done here. I have to plug 1 back into one of the originals. The top one is the easier one to do. And I'm going to solve for y here. 4 plus 2y equals 8. I subtract 4. I get 2y equals 4. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Y equals 2. My solution, 1, 2. Those are two examples of one where we had to multiply, one where we did not have to multiply. So hopefully that helped you guys with any confusion you guys may have. Thanks a lot.